So what if everything we think we know about gravity on a huge cosmic scale is just wrong? Today we're diving into a really fascinating and pretty radical cosmological model from a text by Abdullah Bufim. And it proposes that the one force we believe holds the entire universe together is in fact a lie.
This single sentence is the bedrock of the entire theory. The author looks at our expanding universe not as some mystery that needs dark energy to explain it, but as the ultimate proof, the smoking gun that gravity just doesn't operate the way we're told it does on a cosmic level.
And that, of course, leads to the big question. If gravity isn't the one holding the cosmos in a delicate dance, then what is? Well, the author argues the universe isn't being pulled together at all. Instead, it's being pushed apart by two completely new forces.
So here's how we're going to break this all down. First, we'll look at the main argument against gravity. Then we'll meet the two new forces that take its place. After that, we'll see how this creates a universe built on repulsion. Then we'll explore the theory's pretty dramatic prediction for the end of the world, and finally, we'll get into its direct challenge to modern science.
All right, let's jump right in. What is the core objection here? Why does the author believe that the idea of universal gravity is just fundamentally flawed?
You see, the theory points to what it sees as a huge paradox. We look out into space and we see everything moving away from everything else. The universe is expanding. But wait a minute, if gravity is this powerful, attractive force, shouldn't the complete opposite be happening? Shouldn't everything be crashing inward in one big cosmic pileup?
So to solve that paradox, this model does something bold. It just gets rid of gravity completely. And in its place, it proposes a whole new cosmic physics, one built on two fundamental, opposing forces. First up is the expansion force. The idea here is that every single celestial body, every planet, every star, has this kind of internal engine. It's a constant pressure pushing outwards from the very core, which causes the body to literally grow and expand over time. But, just having unchecked expansion would be total chaos. And that's where the counterforce comes in. You can think of it as a kind of external pressure, like a cosmic skin, that contains that internal expansion and gives a star or a planet its stable, recognizable shape. The source actually uses a really simple analogy to make this crystal clear. Think about inflating a football. The air you're pumping in, that's the expansion force. The tough leather of the ball pushing back, that's your counterforce. And if that internal force gets to be too much, the ball ruptures. According to the author, this isn't just a metaphor. This exact same principle applies to everything, from planets all the way up to the fabric of the universe itself.
Okay, so if that's how a single object works, how does this whole thing scale up to explain the entire universe? Well, that brings us to the repulsion model. And here's where you really see the split. Mainstream models use gravity, which the author says should logically lead to everything collapsing. But this new model replaces that entirely with repulsion. In this view, the universe isn't expanding in spite of some force, it's expanding because that's its fundamental organizing principle. So in this cosmos, orbits aren't held in place by a gravitational pull. Instead, it's a dynamic balance of repulsion. As every single object expands, it pushes on every other object. That pushing is what creates stable distances and drives the overall expansion that we see. It is a universe of push, not pull. But just like that football, this cosmic system has a breaking point. And this theory makes a pretty dramatic prediction about the end of the universe, and it finds its evidence directly in scriptural prophecy.
The author points to this verse from the Quran as a literal play-by-play of the cosmic endgame. The splitting asunder of the sky is interpreted as the final, catastrophic failure of the universe's counterforce. It just can't contain that internal expansion any longer. So this sequence lays it all out. First, the relentless expansion pushes the universe to its absolute limit. Then, the sky, that cosmic counterforce, ruptures. Instantly, individual bodies like the Earth lose their own counterforce and just explode, casting out everything inside them. And here's the fascinating twist. It is only now, in this moment of total chaos, that gravity finally shows up. With the repulsion system completely gone, the raw, attractive force of gravity takes over, pulling all the shattered pieces of the cosmos into a final fiery collapse. And for this final gravitational collapse, the author points to another verse. The joining of the sun and moon is seen as a literal prophecy of this ultimate collision, as gravity pulls everything back together once the universe's repulsive structure has completely failed.
So what's the ultimate point of this elaborate model? Well, as we're about to see in our final section, the author's goal is nothing short of a direct challenge to the very foundations of mainstream science.
According to the source, this isn't just a different theory. It's a correction of what it calls an active deception. The text claims that institutions like NASA are deliberately hiding scientific truths that are already present in the Quran. So in this view, to accept the standard model is to ignore divine revelation. And this alternative cosmology is presented as the one true astronomical reference.
And all of this leaves us with a final, really powerful question. We've just journeyed through a model of the cosmos built not from telescope observations, but from a direct interpretation of Scripture. And it forces us to ask a pretty fundamental question about how we search for knowledge. What is the true relationship between faith, science, and our ultimate quest to understand the universe?